What's up, guys? I have no idea what the fuck this video is going to be called, but I feel like I had to make this video because I am so fucking pumped for tomorrow for UFC, 268? Usman versus Covington 2, Thug Rose versus Weili 2, Gaethje versus Chandler, what the fuck? This card is the craziest card they have ever put together. By a long shot, this is the most excited I have ever been for any event ever. Not just UFC event, not just any MMA event, any sporting event, maybe any event period. Ever. I have been pumped for this since they announced it, but the real anticipation started a month ago. I remember it was October 6th, and I thought, oh shit, now we got a month away. We got a month. This shit is gonna be fucking bonkers. So as you can see, Thug Rose is my favorite fighter, and Colby Covington is my second favorite fighter. My two favorite fighters on the same card, co-main event, main event. I don't even know how I'm gonna fucking handle it. I think on the last 5 Rose fights or whatever, I've cried. Her last fight against Weili, I was crying as she was walking out. Her energy, her aura was the strongest I've ever seen through a screen. Ever. As she's saying, I'm the fucking best, I'm the best, I'm the fucking best. And then she knocks out that little fucking Korean roid head. I know she's Chinese, but to me, Weili looks like a little Korean boy who's eaten nothing but steroids his entire life. I don't even know. But, so not only are Rose and Colby my two favorite fighters by a fucking mile, for many different reasons, they're fighting my two least favorite fighters by a fucking mile. Most fighters I don't really have a problem with. There's very few fighters that I actually have significant issues with, as a human. But Weili, number 1 on that list. Kamaru Usman, number 2 on that list. And I'll just go and, well, Weili has always bothered me, and I never really knew why. But just something about her fucking rubbed me the wrong way, and it's really hard for me to quantify because she's just a Chinese girl who was I wasn't a fan of her fighting, but I thought she was good, obviously. Her fight with Joanna was ridiculous. But there was just something about her that, just my soul was fuck that little Korean boy. Fuck that guy. And then I knew. And then when she got knocked the fuck out by Thug Rose, and she made 1,000 billion gajillion different excuses as to why she lost. Yeah. And then I realized that's why I hate her, because she's not a fucking winner. She's a fucking loser. She's a front runner. She's got zero chance in this rematch. I'm telling you, she's got zero. I don't want to say zero chance. I mean, just look at their bodies. Rose looks like a fucking female. Weili looks like a fucking male. So that right there is why Weili is actually the favorite going into this fight. But look at their skill set. It's not even fucking comparison. Rose is 1,000 times better. She's better on the feet. She's better in the clinch. She's better on the ground. She's better fucking everywhere. And I think Rose is going to finish her again. And what is Weili going to say this time? Oh, the crowd was booing her? Weili said that Rose made all her communism comments before the first fight to turn the crowd against Weili. That is the most retarded shit I've ever heard. Anyone who follows Rose, anyone who knows this sport ever knows Rose would never do anything like that. That's not how she operates. She doesn't shit talk. She doesn't try to gain advantages like that at all. She only speaks her mind. That's why she's my favorite fighter. She only speaks her mind. She's the realest fighter. I think she's the realest fighter in the sport. There's no pretense about her whatsoever. There's zero. She's a fucking angel. She's an absolute angel who would knock my head clean off if I were to ever fight her. But I fucking love Thug Rose, and I fucking love representing Thug Rose because she is the fucking best. Now, Colby Kamaru. Why do I love Colby so much? Why do I hate Kamaru so much? I'll tell you. Well, the reason why I love Colby so much, like I fucking love this guy. Hey, he's hilarious. His press conference yesterday, that was the best conference I've ever seen. By far. McGregor had a few good ones back in the day before he went off the deep end. But this last one, not only did he demolish Usman, he demolished those stupid pieces of shit asking him questions in the crowd. There was a couple times where I was just crying, just hysterically laughing at how vicious and how ruthless he was with these assholes, as he should have been. I think more fighters should take that route. I've always thought, like, if I was a fighter, if I was some sort of athlete, and these piece of shit journalism, first off, is like the least, how do I say this? It is the least important job in the world. Like, if you're a journalist, you're nothing. 99% of journalists, all they do is fucking edit. They put their own fucking opinion in everything, and they make everything editorial, but then they present it to you as if it's a fact. And that shit bothers me the wrong way. So for that reason, I love Colby. But the main reason why I love Colby is because of his story. He had to turn heel. The UFC, he was fighting Damian about 5 years ago. He was fighting Damian Maia, who was ranked number 2 at the time. Colby was number 5. And the UFC said, hey, buddy, it doesn't matter if you win. It doesn't matter if you finish him. We're not re-signing you. You're boring. And you know what? I agree with the UFC. They were right. Colby was boring. He didn't have an interesting style, and there was nothing really to him up until that point. So I don't blame the UFC at all for making that decision. But then Colby said, all right, well, if I have to make headlines, then I'm going to fucking make headlines. And that's what he did. And he had the greatest heel turn of all time, by far, not even close. Calling Brazil a bunch of filthy animals. This place, when that happened, I screamed at the TV, like, fuck yeah, let's go, Colby. And immediately became my new favorite fighter. I don't give a fuck about politics either. I love that he aligned himself with Donald Trump, because so many morons get pissed off about Donald Trump. Like, you just say the name and people are like, oh. So it was a really smart strategy by him. I personally don't care about politics at all. That's not why I like him, although my political views definitely more align with him than the other side. But I try my best not to get involved with politics. So that's not a reason why I like him at all. But I just, the way he's gone about it, like, he was not very good at being a heel in like his first year. He said a lot of fucking outlandish, hilarious shit, but he wasn't that great at it. But he's done this for like 5 years now, and he's just getting better every single time out, every press conference, every interview you see him, he's getting better and better. And even though he's not like perfect at it, he's not a natural at all. That's kind of why I like him more. It's because it shows how fucking hard he works. Not only is he, I think, probably the hardest working guy in MMA, it just seems like it. Just his skill set and how his porn star cardio and how fucking insanely durable and like, yeah, his output is just ridiculous. It's on a completely another level than pretty much any other fighter. But then you look at his interviews, and has gotten better every single fucking year. That means he's working on it every single fucking year. Which to me, that means he's the hardest fucking working guy in MMA, and he fucking deserves this championship. Now, why do I hate Usman? Because he's the fakest motherfucker since fucking John Jones version 1. Like, seriously. I think he makes John Jones version 1 seem like a real motherfucker in comparison. There's not a real bone in Kamaru Usman's body. He's just a steroid freak, fucking like. Okay, well, I'll give this to Usman. So the build up to this, he's been a lot more calm. He's been a little bit more complimentary of Colby. But here's my theory as to why. It's not because Usman's fucking more real, or it's not like he's dropped an act because he's tried to act like a tough guy for fucking ever. It's like, you're all tough guys, dude. Like, what the fuck? We know you're a tough guy. You're the fucking UFC welterweight champ. You don't need to fucking act like it. But But yeah, but the reason why I believe he's kind of dropped that a little bit is because he's been hanging out with Trevor Whitman and Rose Namajunas and Justin Gaethje, three of the most realist motherfuckers there is. Period. Like, not even in MMA, just in life. You're not going to find too many more people more real than those people. There's no pretense with any of those people. So I believe a bit of that has rubbed off on Kamaru, and he's trying to emulate it. So it kind of comes off as he's a little bit more real, but I'm great at reading people. He is not being real. He's not. There's nothing real about him. He's still not being real. It just seems a little bit more real because of Rose's and Trevor's and Justin's influence. But the real reason why I fucking hate Kamaru, not just he's a fucking fake piece of shit, not just because he's a fucking steroid cheat, like one of the most obvious steroid cheats in the UFC. The reason why I fucking hate him. Why is the reason why I fucking hate him? Oh, because he wasn't great. Because he made Colby wait this entire time for a fucking rematch when Colby deserved the rematch immediately. Fucking immediately. But no, he had to go fight fucking journeyman Judas fucking twice. Two times he gave a guy who didn't deserve the fucking opportunity one time. He gave it to him twice. And then Dilbert Burns. Are you fucking kidding me? And now people think Kamaru is the pound for pound best for beating these fucking lightweights. Colby is 1,000% correct. Kamaru hasn't changed that much since moving to Trevor's camp. There's slight improvements. But he was already good. Like, I personally haven't seen the evolution in his game that I think he needs to be considered a pound for pound great. His defense fucking is terrible. His stand-up defense, one of the worst I've ever seen in a champ. And that's not an exaggeration. And the Weasel was talking about this recently. It's like the announcers never say anything about it because Kamaru tends to be on the offensive. But they never talk about how he never fucking moves his head. How he's just a fucking, he's basically a rock'em sock'em robot who knows 1-2. That's pretty much it. He doesn't fucking follow through with his combinations. He's not good with any checks, any hooks. He's terrible at. I don't think I've ever seen him throw an effective uppercut. Like, he's just so fucking one-dimensional. Yeah, his wrestling is incredible. Yeah, his strength and endurance is incredible because he's a fucking roidhead EPO freak. Of course it's incredible. But he's not that good. Like, Colby's output is way, way better. His work ethic is way better. He lost the last fight, so he has the motivation coming into this fight. And still the odds, Kamaru Usman minus 300. Now, if you're still watching this, take my advice. This is the best betting advice. If you're going to bet on this fight, either bet Colby or don't bet anything. And even if Usman wins, that doesn't mean this advice is wrong at all. Because this is a 50-50 fight. I think it's a 51-49 fight favor of Colby. But that's just my opinion. But if you analyze it, it's a 50-50 fight. Colby is by far the best competitor for Usman in the division. It is insane for him to be plus 250 fucking 5. So if you think Usman's going to win, don't bet. Don't fucking bet it. Because it's a bad fucking bet. Usman might very well win. But that EV, if you know that expected value, if you bet Kamaru Usman minus 300 100 times in this scenario, you're losing a lot of money. Trust me, please. Only bet Colby or don't bet anything. And the Rose is an underdog too. She started off as a favorite and now she's plus 102. That's insane to me. I think she should be like a minus 200, like minus 180, minus 200. Her skill set is so good for someone like Wei Li, who's she's technical, but she's just very standard. Like, you know exactly what she's gonna do. Like, kind of different, but kind of similar to Joanna. It's like they're very good, they're very technical, but they're very standard in what they do, and you know exactly what they want to do. And Rose is she's just a free flowing. She's got her own style, you know. Like, I just feel like Rose is made to beat the fuck out of Wei Li, and I think she wins 9 times out of 10. That's just my opinion, but that's what I see. Now, this might cut off at any time, so If it does, it does. I'm sorry, I'm not making another one. But I would be remiss if I didn't start talking about Gaethje versus Chandler, and then Iaquinta versus Bobby Green, Quarantillo versus Shane Burgos, fucking Frankie fucking Edgar, one of the best, one of like the most loved guys ever, taking on Chito Vera. Like, this entire card is gonna be nutsos. If any of you guys have never seen UFC before, or you're casual, whatever, this is the card. This is the card to watch, top to bottom. Alex Pereira, his UFC debut. There's so many insane fights on this card. I can't fucking believe that they were even able to get it all together. It's gonna be fucking banana land, like pure banana land. Oh my god, I can't wait. Is there anything I want to say? Okay, so I'm gonna give some, not really my picks, but I'm gonna give betting advice right now, because I think, because over the past year, I've become a pretty damn good sports bettor. And it's not because I'm good at predicting shit. Because I'm good at predicting shit, but I'm not great at it. But I've bet for like a long time. Like, the only reason why I've actually started to see my, not bankroll, but kind of, yeah, my bankroll, but the number increase on my accounts versus previous years is because I only put in plus EV bets now. That's all you have to do in betting, is put in a plus EV bet. Perfect example, Colby Chaos Covington. Bet Colby Chaos Covington. It's a plus EV bet. He should be plus 120, plus 115 maybe. Nothing more than plus 130 in my opinion. He's plus 235 or plus 255 or some crazy shit like that. This is a 50-50 fight. If this fight happens 100 times and you bet Colby Covington plus 255, he only has to win, what, like 30 of those times for you to be profitable? He's going to at least win 40 or 50. At least. I think he wins 51 of those. I think they're so even. It's like 50-50, 49-51. They're that close. So bet that. And Rose, also, same thing. This is a plus EV thing. She's an underdog. She should be a massive favorite. Now, with Gaethje Chandler, this is an interesting one. Depends on how you look at it. I've got Chandler, but if only because he's the underdog. If the roles were switched, then I would have bet Gaethje. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I could see either of them knocking each other out. It's so 50-50. And just going back to like Kamaru and Colby, if Kamaru was plus 255, even though it would pain me to do it, I would have to, on principle, put money on Kamaru Usman, because he shouldn't be plus 20. Like, yeah, because it's an even fight. Like, and this is how you should go about all sports betting, all betting period. If I make this bet 100 times, will I make money or lose money? Don't even fucking worry about, is it going to hit or not? I have spent so much, countless hours of my life just stressing over, oh, is this going to happen? 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 We don't fucking know. It hasn't happened yet. And we're not going to know. Like, I'm better at it than most people. I have better tools to like extrapolate data from the present and the future and try to figure it out. Like, way more than most people. And even I can't do, like, if I made my bets based on that, I still would have a losing record. It wouldn't look good. You have to place plus EV bets. That is the most important thing. So how do you place plus EV bets? Look at the odds, and which odds do you disagree with the most? It's that simple. And then you bet the underdog. Or the favorite if it's super messed up like that. But that is my best advice. I think it's great advice. It's made me like good amount of money, like more than the money. It's about the units, about the units won. You know, it's like I'm winning a lot more than I used to, because I'm not just betting with my heart, or I'm not just betting with my gut. I'm just betting with what I think will make me money in the long term. Like, if it happens 100 times, it completely eliminates the gut aspect. It eliminates I don't know. It kind of eliminates, it doesn't eliminate variance, but mentally it eliminates variance in my head, so that it makes my bets way easier to put down, like so much easier. So for that reason, I would I would recommend you bet Chandler, but if you see Gaethje as a 2-1 favorite, then don't. Then don't. Because that's debatable. That is debatable. What else? I think that's it. I'm so fucking pumped up for this shit. Hope someone watching this is fucking pumped up for this shit. I'm sure there's gonna be some fucking idiots like fucking, shitting on me if my bets don't go right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Usman wins and Weili wins. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm making good bets for sure. If it happens 100 times, I am making bank. If tomorrow happened 100 straight days, I am making a lot of money off these bets. So, and that's how you should look at betting, and you shouldn't look at it any other way. Shout out to Yanni the Greek for giving me that advice. I've been listening to him the last couple of years, and he's changed my thoughts on making money in general and in sports betting. He's an awesome guy. He's a ridiculous coke addict for sure. But hey, that's a good sign, right? That means he's got a lot of money to buy a lot of good coke, Like, that's what he does. Like, I feel like he's just fucking... I'm not going to get into that, but I don't want to shit on him. I like him. I love him. He's made me a lot of money, and he's a cool guy. I think. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I think so, though. Anything else? I feel like I want to say something else. Well, okay, I'll make my picks. I think Iaquinta is going to win. That is just a heart thing. Like, I have a tiny bit of money on it, but that's just a heart thing. I love Raging Al. He's one of my favorites, and he's been gone for 2 years, and I just want to see him do well. And Bobby Green, Bobby Green is an insane fighter. He's got his own very unique style. Never in a boring fight. Same with Al. Like, that's a great clash. I have not put money on Pereira because he's a big favorite, but I'm thinking about it. I think I'm definitely going to have him. I don't want to say definitely, but I like to do fantasy too. I haven't really picked that much yet for tomorrow in terms of fantasy, but the way UFC fantasy works is kind of cool. So I'm sure I will have Thug Rose, Colby Covington, Michael Chandler, Al Iaquinta, Alex Pereira, maybe Ian Gary if it can fit. That's probably my 6 fighters I'd pick. But because I'm putting in a lot of bets and a lot of different parlays and shit, I'm gonna have like a tiny. I don't know if I'm considering this. I think I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna have a tiny fade me parlay. Where I just take all the people who I don't think are going to win and put them in a small parlay. See if I can make money off that. I do have an very uncanny ability to either call, like most UFC events, I get the vast majority of the fights right, or I get the vast majority of the fights wrong. I'm never 50-50 with these things. I don't know why. Every other sport, it's different. But for some reason, UFC, I have gone 0 for 5 in the main event so many times. And I've gone 5 for 5 so many times. It's truly uncanny. It's more than a statistical anomaly. So if you're like that, it's a good idea to have a fade yourself parlay, like a small one, just to hedge your bets and shit. So that's another betting tip. If you happen to be like me and you're either all or nothing with these things. But I've been studying this card since it's got announced, and I'm pretty confident that I'm 1,000% confident in my bets that they're plus EV bets. Other than that, no, Al's pretty on. I think Al's a plus EV bet too because I got him at like plus 160. He should not be plus 160 against Bobby Green. I know he's been off 2 years, but if he's the same fighter, he beats Bobby Green in my opinion. Like if he hasn't aged too much, he definitely beats Bobby Green. I think he mixes up his striking and his wrestling in a way that Bobby's not going to deal that well with. But I could be wrong. Yeah, I still don't know what the fuck I'm going to title this video. What should I title this video, guys? I don't fucking know. I was going to say like why I'm pumped for a UFC thing, but I'm saying why or like betting advice or why you should be pumped for UFC? I don't fucking know, man. Just watch this fucking card. You're not going to be disappointed. There's going to be a fuckload of knockouts. I promise you there's going to be a fuckload of knockouts. So thank you for watching. Thug Rose and Colby Chaos Covington, your new welterweight champion. Hopefully.